everybody, it's Mike Fifer, Fifer Hobby Supply once again, and yep, already we're gonna do 112, and just a few things done, and I'm gonna show. I got some tips in here for you that I came across while fighting a train, and it just goes to show you can be in this hobby for a long time and not know all the tricks of every single train car, train manufacturer, anything. But I'm going to show you how I fix my problem. But anyway, this is 112, and we're going to get into it, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, everybody, I would also like to please remind you to go to the vintage page. I have a couple locomotives there and a few cars. I need to get rid of those things because I'm ordering a special part for the Mustang, and you guys could be part of it and still get a good deal on a locomotive there, or a pair of locomotives as the case may be. But go to the vintage page, check it out, see if you can use any of those locomotives that I got on there, and hopefully you can, and hopefully I can get the money together and get what I'm going to get, and we'll do a Mustang video on that if you're interested. But I would appreciate it if you guys would go there and buy some of my stuff. And I thank you all for being here. I appreciate you being here. And I got one more piece of news, and I'll just brief you on that really quickly. Okay, I was yesterday, what is today? Today is Friday. Yesterday I was out at the club. We were planning on doing a bunch of work. I'd been there about an hour, and I got a call on my phone, and I answered the phone, and it was one of our members' wife. He happened to be the treasurer of the club and took care of all the books, the emails, all that stuff. His health has not been bad for some time now, and he graduated from knees going bad and using a cane to using a walker. Then he started to have dialysis, and things just piled up. And his wife told me he had been in the hospital, and the wife and the granddaughter who lives with them had been gone for a short period of time, and came back, and they had to put him back in the hospital. They got him out of the hospital, and he made the decision to put himself on hospice. So I'm in the process of trying to get the club bank account squared up, and she brought the books and stuff over, but we all respect his decision. The bad news is we're losing another model railroader, and it's a long story, and I'm not going to go into it, and really nobody needs to know. I just wanted you to know that we're losing one of our members, and that's really it. But anyway, let's take a look at the layout. Okay, everybody. Hang on a minute here. I had all of these pine trees in this bucket, along with a bunch of garbage and some of those deciduous trees that you see on top of that plastic bag, and these homemade aspen trees that go way in the background, and a couple of dead trees that I didn't know I had, and 3 little yuccas. I found them all in this one container here. Now, I was just going to dump that in the trash, thinking, I don't need any of that. But then I got to looking at it real close, and I thought, that would make excellent ground cover. Look at the difference in textures and colors in there. So now I'm thinking about putting that in a container and trying to make more of that to use as ground cover. So that's where I'm at right now. The only other thing I got to do is take all of these pine trees that I just showed you out of the box and put them in the pine tree bucket. And we will figure out how to separate all this out, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, everybody. After I cleaned out all the trees, cleaned out all the polyfiber and stuff that was stuck to them, this is how many trees I got. I've got a lot of pine trees. I should be able to fill in a lot of this very nicely. That is the sum of deciduous trees that I have and deadfall. Those sticks are all for deadfall. So that's what we got. Hang on one second. Okay, I got this butter dish, and I mixed up a bunch of just miscellaneous foliage that I have, threw it in this container, and I think this will work for like ground cover in between. I think it'll work nicely. We're going to give it a shot, but that's how much of it I have. Okay, everybody. Today I'm just going to, or this evening, I'm just going to show you what adding about 300 to 400, somewhere between 300 and 400 trees to what was already about 500 trees looks like on here. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start here. And we're going to work our way around down into the valley. You'll notice quite a few more, probably around the bridge area. Let me back up. On the mountain area where the lookout tower is, and I'll just walk my way around. A lot more on the front edge here. A lot more on the hill. A lot more down here by the lumber facility. And you can see how many more are actually on the hill there. The coyotes like it. The back side of that area. And you really notice them along the back edge where I filled them in closer to, well, right on the edge actually. And a bunch down here at the bottom. A bunch right over in here. And if we swing over here, a bunch more on this hill coming down. And I also put in the aspen trees up there at the very top. So let me get way back here and hold the camera up. And I haven't put any to your left anymore, but I put a bunch in this whole area that you're viewing right now. I have not added any ground cover, but it took me nearly 3 hours to plant all those trees that were in that box that you saw. But I have every pine tree that I have planted on the layout now. I hope you enjoy it. Well, guys, I was going to run a train for you, but I'm not sure what happened to it. But it's stuck in here. And I was actually going to run this for a gentleman that subscribes to me. He's an HO guy in Albuquerque. His name is JT. He asked me if I had this train, and I said yes. But it's giving me all kinds of grief tonight. Although it did find a piece of bad track for me. I had a joiner that was underneath the rail. And every other train has been surviving it, but this one didn't. So anyway, panels back off for the third time. And let me get see if I can find out what was going on here. If I get this train running, I'll video it for you guys. Okay, this part of the video is for JT. He's an HO guy in Albuquerque. And I finally got this thing to run. I had a little trouble with it on my radiuses. I had only run it out at the fairgrounds, but and it's short 2 cars or 3 cars because I don't have enough length. But we're going to just take a few pictures of it going around here. Okay, gang. I finally figured out what was wrong with the lights in the ice plant. I've got the lights working on the section house and the office. The office lights are a little bit on the bright side. I'm going to have to repaint and put lights in the tower. But if I kind of back up here, you can see what we have now. I still know I have a broken wire, and I hope it's the one going to the outside lights on the engine facility. Actually, I've got lights on there. If you look real close, I've got lights. They're just not very bright. I still have not figured out what's wrong with the lights on the fueling facility. But we'll get to that. But as you can see, and as you have seen, we have the El Capitan running around. It's been making laps here for quite some time. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start another portion of this video and show you how I remedied the problem. Tell you what was wrong with it, why I kept having derailments. Okay, I backed it up here. And by the way, now that I've fixed it, it even backs up okay. This car was the one that was giving me issues. And I have 2 of these, one for the El Capitan, and I have another one that I could run in this train, but it's actually for the Super Chief. But nevertheless, in looking at it, everything looked hunky-dory. However, if I can turn it upside down, and if I can get out a pointer, hold on, and get my fingers out of the way. Okay. I can't get it to focus either. Anyway, this axle and this axle had gotten hot and melted. However, the melting did not make the wheels wobble at all, and oddly enough, it didn't change the gauge. But what it did do is it made it it made it oblong this way. So when the car was rolling, the wheel was actually slightly oblong in the direction of motion rather than wobbling side to side and affecting the gauge. So I put new wheel sets on the front of it, put it on the track, and it came off. So then I started looking at it even closer, and I came to the conclusion that, hold on a minute, I don't know why this thing won't focus. Let me try this. Okay, what I wound up doing is I wound up cutting off the brake shoes that hung off the back, because when this thing swung, when the truck swung, those brake shoes hit the body shell. And instead of cutting the bottom of the edge of the body shell off, I just decided to eliminate the brake shoes. Nobody hardly would ever notice. Another thing was, and if we can get close enough here, the coupler housing right here and the coupler itself was hanging on this piece of plastic here. This piece of plastic went to about here, and then it stepped down and then goes across. And actually, that issue I found to be an issue on every single one of these cars. So I cut those off of I modified those on every one of these. And it's not even noticeable on the end of the car. On these, I did not need to remove any brake shoes because there are no outboard brake shoes on those. Only on the trucks on two of these two short cars here had to have that done. Another thing I had to do, I did all that, thought I had the problem solved, put it on, it derailed. I weighted the car. I have a product called Liquid Gravity that we sell. It's really tiny little beads of steel. Anyway, I filled this, I filled this, I filled that, I filled that, and these two little things right here, took the car apart, filled those with extra weight. I thought, surely I have it now. Came back, put it on the track, it derailed. I thought, what in the heck is going on? Then it clicked. These two short cars are the only ones held on with a screw. The other ones snap on. Like that. They snap onto a post. And they have quite a bit of flexibility. However, if you screw the screw down too tight, these do not have enough. They don't, hang on a minute here, I'm trying to get with you. They do not have enough wiggle this way, and they do not have enough wiggle this way, side to side. So I loosened those up about a half a turn, each one of those screws, and lo and behold, this thing's been running around for hours. Not one car has derailed. So I just wanted to share with you how I rectified that issue. If you guys have an issue, I don't know what my smallest radius is out here. I do believe I have some 12s and 13s, and especially on this S-curve here. You saw it in the videos. This S-curve is murder on was murder on this train. But that is all now rectified, and the train runs like a champ. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys if you have a similar issue. Okay, everybody. there is my ash pit sunken into the foam. And how did I do it? I put the track down where, well, the track was already down where it belonged. I put the box on top of the track. I marked around with a pencil. And then I cut, hang on one second, let me get a hold of my phone. I cut straight down with the X-Acto blade, pointed straight like so, kind of sawed it along there, and did that all the way around. And then I made this tool. This is a foam cutting tool, or foam cutting blade by X-Acto. I just heated up till it was red hot and just bent it. And then I just went down in there. I went down in there like so when it was hot and just ran it around like that. And cut it out, took it out. And this is what I wound up with. Not bad. Pretty easy. Now I got to cut the ties, lay the track back over the ash pit. We'll see how that goes. Okay, gang, I don't have the track lined up over the pit, but I do have the track cut out. And you will see how that will get glued across there. And the pit, for the most part, will be done until I put scenery around it. So I'm going to clean up my mess and glue that across the pit, and we'll be off and running. Okay, everybody, that was video 112. I apologize for the sad news there. We'll miss him, but I didn't mean to bum everybody out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It was just kind of a mixture of small things that I've done over the week, and I hope JT sees it, and I hope he enjoys it. And I think I said it in the video, but JT is an HO modeler, lives in Albuquerque, and Gavin and I met him there, and we took a picture with him, and it's in one of the videos that he did. And I don't know, I don't remember how far back it is, but anyway, we were all able to say hi to each other, meet each other, and he's a good guy. So JT had asked me if I had the El Capitan, and that led me to trying to run it and having it with all the derailment problems and then the fixes that I showed you. But I now have it running perfectly. I can let it go around the layout with not one problem. But anyway, and that was good news, that it led me to investigate that and fix that. And I think that's what we all need to learn about this hobby. And that is that I've known some guys that if what they got doesn't run right, they just take it off the track and they never run it again. They don't investigate it. They don't figure out why it's doing it. They don't try to figure out why. They don't see if it's a track problem. They don't see if it's a car problem. Don't see if it's a locomotive problem. And what you have to do, it's a hobby. You have to keep plugging away at it. So, that being said, all you guys keep plugging, and thanks for watching.